We here at the studio are not liable for any complaints that you may make while watching this. We are also not liable for anything that may cause you to be mad that I am riffing a bad fanfic. We are also not liable for you being annoyed, angry, or ticked off by my sense of humor, by my jokes, or anything else of the sort. If you are offended, angry, misbehaving, or just plain pissful about my style of humor, gags, or just my personality or my voice, please remember, you clicked on this. If you did not hear any of the above, please remember, sweet taste of cake that's finished up. Go watch that! For the rest of you, please enjoy as we continue on with Sailor Moon Legend of Zelda. With Chapter 2. All of this has so far been just the freaking setup! On the bright side, this is like a two-parter of a Sentai. A bad Sentai. We're talking Go-Go 5 levels of bad. We're talking Ultraman 80 levels of bad. We're talking Kamen Rider. Oh crap, I do not dislike a single Kamen Rider. I mean, there are ones that I think are not as good as the rest, but I don't genuinely hate them as much as I hate 80 and Go-Go 5. Wow. That's an impressive record, Kamen Rider. Keep at it. The sensei had followed the young man to and old empty field that seemed to stretch on for miles and nowhere near any domestic or social life. Considering this is Japan and a lot of people travel, I somehow doubt that. I mean, unless you're in the Hakihiba forest. The man led them to a small temple. Large temple, smaller than a castle, but slightly taller than a church, kind of like midway, kind of like a mansion. The inside was even more breathtaking than the outside. A long red carpet stretching all the way to an altar about 50 feet from the entrance. At one point, Princess Peach wondered how did they get into her castle? The ceiling was so high up that the shadows of the windows made it hard to see. And as such, of course, everybody tried to jump up to see if they could touch it. Don't lie. Every time there's a high up thing, you've tried to do that. Every kid's done it. There was also a large stone door with a wired design on it. Yeah, the technicians have a soft meditating, echoing a spirit singing a strange song. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. Wow, this place is fabulous. I said, RT, miss. Artemis. Ah! You could do so much with it. You could install a TV. You could bring in an entertainment center. Hey, we could bring in a couch. We could have a really rocking bachelor pad here. It sure is, said Mercury as she rubbed her hand along the floors and walls. Oh, now you've just done and messed things up. Who's going to clean that up? Feel how smooth the stone is. Finally, the young man stopped at the altar with his back turned to them all. Hey, buddy, I succeed of common. Just who are you? What is this place? The young man turned them all and saw the glowing shape of triangles, just like the one above the stone door with his hand. He waved his other hand genteelly. I want to see if that's a word, but I'm afraid I'm going to find out right. Over the other glowing triangles, and he transformed into a regular human. Pew! He was wearing normal everyday clothes. His ears were now red and so pointy, and his weapons advanced. No way, cried Jupiter. It's the same huggy guy I saw at Cherry Hill, added Venus. He then stepped forward. My name, ellipses, is Link, but I am also known as the legendary hero of time. I am here because Ganondorf has returned. No, not that! Who's Ganondorf? I have no idea. He's playing world domination. The sensei all stared at each other in belief that their days as normal teenagers was over. Lee then stared at him awkwardly. Why awkwardly? Why does he just look at him normally? I trusted you. Identity. I should not betray the trust of your identities. The cat turned to everyone else. It's okay. I think we can trust him, said Luna. The other hesitated. The others were perfectly fine with it. Then Jupiter stood up. I think we should, she said. He told us who he is. At least we could do the same thing likewise. Sailor-Moon. Sweat dropped. You said that's a good idea. She asked, sounding uncool about this. Hey, narrator, look, this fit's already going to flanderize the girls and talking like foul girls. I don't need you to add to it. But the other said he had already returned to normal street clothes. Even Tuxedo Common did that. Fine, whatever, said Sailor Moon. She transferred too. I'm Serena, also known as Sailor Moon. I'm Darian, but I'm also known as Tuxedo Common. I'm Lita, a sailor, aka Sailor Mars. My name is Ami, but I'm also Sailor Mercury. And I'm Mia, but I'm also Sailor Venus. And I'm Haruka. I'm Shiryu. I'm Sasuna. I'm Hotaru. And I'm Yuisa. What are you girls doing here? Give me up! This is because the others are in this fake, isn't it? Luna and Artemis transformed themselves. Luna transformed herself into Yoko from Gurren Lagann, and Artemis turned himself into Ichigo. What? The Ichigo joke turning to Yoko? You don't find that as a problem. You're probably right, Trixie. Allow me to change that. Thank you. Artemis turned to Leo to reveal the Zero helmet and commanded Link to proceed to hand over the medallions as he proceeded to hand get over his booty and test match. Now that's not fair! Look, Trixie, I would do a really, really awesome Simone joke and just get to Gurren Lagann out, but Miyaru, I don't think Yuri Lorenthal is in Sailor Moon. Let me go check the dub. You do that. I'm going to try my best not to, reference every single role I know 76 takes part in, and so the anime that I've been carrying lately. Most surprisingly, folks, it's a lot of mecha. Who are you? We see battling the Wolfos. I'm sorry, I misread that, and why we're seeing battling the Wolfos. This guy's having some proton troubles. Nah, that joke's too easy! He asked. We are the Sailor Scouts, said Leah. And we protect the planet Earth from evil beings, and Mina. They told him all about the battles with the notorious Queen Beryl and her generals and the monsters for the Negaverse. Of course, the fact that they almost died and all that, but let's get over that for right now. Link felt glad he knew he was not the only type of person with such responsibilities as fighting evil creatures. There are several questions we need to ask of you, said Artemis. But perhaps we should start with the very most important, asked Luna. Great monster! Yeah, ellipses. I mean, who's this Gandalf guy? Asked Serena. Is he kind of a sleazeball you're having trouble with or something? What's this place we're standing in? Asked Amy. Yeah, ellipses. And what's that thing going on your hand for? Asked Leah. Ark! And Link decided to come between them, and he told them the story, ellipses. The form you just saw me in was my true state, he said, for I come from another world. And, oh no, are we going to recap the entire... No. Hey, old Darian! Yes, come here! Alright. 10,000 years ago, this whole planet Legara was once a proud and prosperous place, until Ganondorf, the king of thieves, betrayed Hyrule's king, and used his final sources and powers in search of the sacred realm. There, he would find a powerful relic, known as the Triforce, which contained the power of the gods. Princess Zelda, who had met Link during their childhood, always had a suspicion that Ganondorf was up to no good, and begged for herself not to let Ganondorf take the Triforce. Legend had it that whoever possessed the 3 sacred triangles would have any wish-stated desire come true. This building we stand is known as the Temple of Time. It was constructed ages ago by a mystical group of sages to protect the entrance to the sacred realm from intruders. There's also this whole thing of shy people and Impa, but some people doesn't like that game. Link did most of them all to a large stone wall behind the altar. This large stone is called the Door of Time. It can never be destroyed, ever. It can only open with 5 special keys. He explained to them about the Ocarina and the mysterious powers it had in the notes it played. Then he played the Song of Time, which in fact was the exact same music coming from the temple itself. Really well hidden secret there, people! The others watched in amazement as the 3 magic jewels rested into the altar, and the Door of Time opened wide, revealing the chamber inside of it. Link then wears the same sword that he used in battle rested in a pestle. These people, it kind of trips me up! But why is everybody wearing the same sword? Why can't they all use different swords? The Master Sword. The legendary blade of destruction and evil's worst nightmare. See, is that why it's called Evil's Bane?
It was the final key to the sacred realm. Evil ones could never touch it. Only one who was destined to be a hero of time could remove it from the pedestal.
So, what about the Hero of Winds, the Hero of Songs, the Hero of Free Roaming?
But when Link performed the task, he was too young to accept responsibilities. He was frozen in the sacred realm for several years. Although he did not feel the passage of time, he was awakened by last of the ancient seasons, who had handed him an ancient medallion of light and warned him that Ganondorf had a slight success in the Triforce for the Temple of Light.
Link went on to explain how Ganondorf could not capture all 3 Triforce parts, as he did not believe in the forces of power words. No, he does exemplify only power, just like Link only did courage in Zelda.
The Triforce had separated into 3 separate triangles, and only one part remained in Ganondorf's hand, the one representing what he believed power. The parts were held by others chosen by destiny. Link himself with courage, and his fiancée, Princess Zelda, wisdom.
Whoa, when did you propose to her? When I was 7? Ugh! Teen. Oh!
Ganondorf had become the king of evil, and changed the world into a horrible nightmare of monsters and...
Ganondorf must never get his hands on the last remaining Triforce part, for if he does, he'll become utterly invincible, a universe at great risk. I don't know, in Wind Waker he wasn't exactly invincible, and neither was he invincible in Hyrule Soul Warriors, or the other time he got pieces. The others all stared shocked to believe such power could ever exist. But what happened to Zelda? Asked her. Why is she not here with you? A slight sadness appeared on Link's face as he told him everything.
After utilizing the power of new sages, Ganondorf and his minions were defeated, and Ganon banished to the sacred realm. But if he were destroyed, the Triforce of Power would be lost forever. But using one final trick, Ganon triggered the planet to implode, and all was lost. Except for one thing. His bride-to-be, Zelda, only had enough power to freeze Link inside an ice crystal and cast out in space.
Okay, question the audience. Was Zelda engaged to Link before or after the events of Ocarina of Time? Because it seems like, to me, that Link and Zelda were too busy fighting to get engaged before that. Did they get engaged beforehand, or did they get fighting? Because, according to the intro in the prologue, Link and Zelda were engaged afterwards, so clarification might help your BS a little bit more. My planet was destroyed, and my darling Zelda with it, cried Link. I was left alone, frozen adrift in space for 10,000 years. That was so emotional, the girls had a few tears to shed. But not Darien, because Darien is iron! Remember, he feels like a man in these parts. Man, what a bummer. This is where my parents were killed, Darien. Man, what a bummer. My girlfriend turned into the moon. Man, what a bummer. My mother was assassinated before my sister's eyes, and she had lost the use of her legs and eyesight. Man, what a bummer. What's happening now? Said Darien. Link told him that Ganondorf had returned. Somehow, Ganondorf had returned. And now that he obviously knows our existence, he will stop at nothing to steal my Triforce of Courage and conquer the Earth. So it's up to us to stop him, said Lita. First Queen Beryl and now this. Link then stood up. There is but one thing, he said. I've seen your battle methods. I'll tell your powers alone will not be enough to fend off against Ganondorf's magic. Yeah, we kind of figured. Yeah, we know. We know, Mr. Crossover Guy. You're more powerful than us. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get to where you're going to give us new abilities so we can be just as powerful as you are. You will all need new and improved powers. I think I may be able to help you. He showed him his light medallion, and was one of all six together with power sages who helped him stop Ganondorf 10,000 years ago. Unfortunately, I don't have them, but I know just where they may be, but it'll not be easy. Wow, so let's get to the temple going and let's start doing some rescuing. And that's right. This is 50 episode anime series, isn't it? Oh god, there's gonna be a lot of filler. Link first asked the girls only take a stand on one of the 5 dark panels representing the 5 medallions he was missing. And sure enough, the panels began surrounding scouts with different colored lights. Each corresponding to the main color. Goku's, Mikey! Jupiter, green. Mars, red. Mercury, blue. Venus, orange. Moon, silver, blue, and red, purple. Well, Usagi is technically more white-oriented, and if I remember right, her color is more designated. You know what? No, never mind. Never mind. This is your power selection. I would be choosing something else. You roll with it. But then again, Big Linko's already got the Medallion of Light. Not all of that, but he also transforms back to their Sailor Senshi uniforms. But new improved shoulder pads. Gauntlets. Ooh. Torso armor. Oh. And boots. And no leggings underneath those boots. They're still wearing skirts. They're still wearing cute little mini skirts. Why? Fan service! Oh. That explains everything. And even new weapons and powers. Equipment from Hyrule. Mike has played as many of the Zelda games as I have. So I have to ask this as a personal detail, but, which ones? I don't. This egg. Because I really don't think I could spend the next few minutes actually saying all the items that are in Legend of Zelda for the Legend of Zelda Wiki. Do it. I won't. Do it. Oh, come on. How is listing all of them in a rapid-fire motion that entertaining to the audience? Come on. You want to. I don't want to, Trixie. You want to. I don't. You do. I don't. You do. I don't. You do. I do. You don't. I do. You don't. I do want to do a list gag of all the puzzle items that are in Legend of Zelda from the Legend of Zelda Wiki, and you can't stop me! Boomerang, magical boomerang, bomb, bow, arrow, silver arrow, loot, food, letter, light potion, second potion, magical rod, boot, magic sword, white sword, magical sword, shield, blue ring, magical ring, power bracelet, red ring, map, compass, key, step ladder, raft, trifer shard, heart container, heart, fairy, rupee, yellow rupee, blue ring, candle, hammer, handy glove, raft, boots, whistle, magical key, trophy, mirror, water of life, child, magic jar, treasure bag, key, ball of hearts, doll, magic container, next game. Fire sword, master sword level 2, master sword level 3, fire shield, red shield, green gloves, mirror shield, blue mail, red mail, Pegasus, power glove, Titan sword flippers, moon pearl, bow, silver arrows, boomerang, magical boomerang, hook shot, bomb, magic power, mushroom, ice rod, fire rod, instant medallion, bomb bows, medallion, lamp, quick medallion, shovel, quake, magic hammer, net, bottle, medicine of life, medicine of magic, medicine of life and magic, thick bead, golden bead, super bomb, basket, small key, map, binky, compass, pinnacle, power, and then wisdom crystal. Next game. Bomb, boomerang, bow, fairy bottle, hook shot, Korean sword, magic powder, mirror shield, magic rod, arc rod, Pegasus boost, powerful bracelet, rock's feather, shield, shovel, sword, compass, map, shield, bomb key, arc rod at a time. Deku stick, Deku nut, fairy bow, bomb, fire arrow, dense fire, fairy slingshot, Arcarana a time, bomb shoe, long shot, ice arrow, fairy swing, boomerang, lens of truth, eye of truth, magic beam, megaton hammer, arrow of light, arrows love, bottle 2, fairy Arcarana, hook shot, bow and arrows with fire arrows, ice arrows, light arrows, red posted, green posted, blue posted, long on milk, half bottle, fairy fish, fire post soul, letter, weird egg, cocoa, Zelda's lair, different types of mask. Keaton mask, skull mask, spooky mask, bunny hood, mask of truth, Gora mask, Sora mask, pocket egg, pocket cuckoo, Corso, odd mushroom, poster saw, odd potion, prescription, bucket cord, sword, ice full drops, 5 balls, call check, swords, Kokori sword, master sword, bigger sword, giant's knife, broken giant's knife, shields, Deku shield, Helios shield, mirror shield, Kokori Took, Gori Took, Sora Took, Kokori Boots, Iron Boots, Hover Boots, Bullet Bag, Big Bullet Bags, Biggest Bullet Bag, Quiver, Big Quiver, Biggest Quiver, Bomb Bags, Bomb Bag, Big Bomb Bag, Wallets, Adult's Wallet, Giant's Wallet. Mitsuru's Mask! Come on, you can pull this one off! Oh, this is gonna let some mask, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I'll stop with Mitsuru's Mask, people. Around the time heroes both Fire Arrow, Ice Arrow, Light Arrow, Quest Time Slot, Bounce You Bomb. Oh, no, you don't. Deku Net, Deku Stick, Quest Time Slot, Magic Beam, Pentagram Spot, Box, Powder Cake, Hook Shot, Lens of Truth, Great Fairy Sword, Bottle 1, Bun, Fire Arrows, Ice Arrows, Light Arrows, Kokori Sword, Razor Sword, Guild Sword, Hero Shield, Mirror Shield, Quiver, Large Quiver, Bomb Bag, Big Bomb Bag, Big Bomb Bag, Adult Wallet, Giant Wallet, and last but not least, the Mask. Postman's Hat, All Night Mask, Blast Mask, Stone Mask, Fairy Mask, Great Deku Mask, Keaton Mask, Bremen Mask, Bunny Hood, Don Garrow's Mask, Mask Sense, Goron Mask, Lonnie's Mask, Circus Leader's Mask, Kabuki's Mask, Couples Mask, Mask of Truth, Sora Mask, Girl's Mask, Gibbo Mask, Garrow's Mask, Hat, and Johnny's Mask, and Fierce Deity Mask. Which ones? Because All Night. Wow, check out these new suits, Ray said. Mia fixed herself in different poses. This armor is so light, I can hardly feel it. I don't believe it. Link cried. You're all the ones I've been searching for. The girls didn't know what he meant by that. I guess it had something to do with the sages he spoke of. Link told them all that when evil rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred temple will call those who destined to be sages who dwell in the 5 temples. So the girls went from being princesses of whole planets to sages. They control giant astronomical bodies and are thus sages. Whoopee.
One of a deep forest. One of a high mountain of a vast lake. One of the
House of the Dead.
Dude, no, you're in the wrong. This is a Nintendo franchise, this is not Sega. Shoo! Shoo, shoo!
One of a goddess of sand.
What, you mean there are 5 other temples like this one? Asked Maria. Sort of, said Link. But these temples are nothing like the shrines or churches. They're in fact
Massive dungeon mazes!
Are there any dragons in these dungeons? Or monsters in these mazes? Because, you know, Monsters and Mazes is a far-out game.
Unbelievable. They're supposed to be the guardians of these temples? Kind of a letdown from being princess, if you ask me.
Link nodded and told him that once Slug awakened a sage from within to help him face evil and collect a corresponding medallion, the same color as the Tubes of Light. I do hope these are going to be original dungeon levels and we're not going to be dealing with using the freaking strategy guide for each temple. Now that you've all been granted new weapons and powers, we must do what we can to locate the 5 temples. We're here to fight so we can stop Ganondorf. Unfortunately, Link had no idea where the temples were all this time. All he knew is that they were scattered all over Tokyo. Yeah, and unfortunately, Tokyo's got a lot of temples. There are some mountains in Japan, because as we all know, Japan is an island. I never get tired of the Kappa Mikey reference. Regardless, if you were ever to bring Dan down, they had no choice. Sailor Moon cast a look at Darien.
What about Darien?
What about him? I know there are some twits out there who like to think that Darien does the saving and he's very important and all this, but have you seen the show? The dude usually gets repeatedly either knocked out, kidnapped, or captured. His only ability is healing! That's it! That's all he's good for! His one attack is like steal a smoky bar, and that is like...
I mean, he doesn't have a temple to look after.
The Gypsy all began the second question. Sadly, to tell that Darien had no sage destiny with him, therefore he could not control a temple. He's still gonna be a prince of an entire planet. I'm very sorry, Darien, he said, but you'll not be able to receive such powers. Darien did feel rather bad about it, but keeping as cool as it was. But at least you can help me make me stronger so I can help battle the monsters we'll be facing. Darien, you've never fought any of the monsters. Deal with it. Link nodded. These newfound powers are weapons of mine. But you'll first need to learn how to use them. He said, I will learn how to use them. But I must ask of one thing first. Those minions were far more devious than anything Queen Barrel had ever had was, meaning everything they faced before would only seem like basic training. So thus, we appointed Sasuke Sakura to train the troops. We're doomed. Link was never a person to force people against their will. No, but he is a person to break every single plot inside every single game within a 5-mile radius and cut every single helpful sign out there. Or is that just me? Okay, I admit it. I'm a fraud. Every time I play Ocarina of Time, as soon as I see, after I get the Ocarina and the Song of Time, every time I see a signpost in the game, I cut it to ribbons and then use the Song of Time to regenerate it. I can't help it. It's fun. I'm only human. I'm sorry for user. No, I'll be good. None of them could be held against their will. But if they decided to help, there'd be no turning back. Hubert smiled proudly. I'm in. Being stuff like me too. I agree not. Yes, it's a thing she wasn't coming to. And so did Mars. You alright, Sailor Moon? Asked Luna. You know the right must be done. Sailor Moon started as she spoke. I just don't. Whatever you think is best. She said, okay, I'm with you. You know, this isn't a harp on Mikey, but I really gotta ask, why are there so many people who refuse Sailor Moon? Let me rephrase that. Why do people who only see one episode of Sailor Moon constantly forget that Usagi does grow into a more dependable character? While she's still goofy and an idiot, she becomes braver. Hell, by Sailor Moon R, she was on her own and not get the others involved. She has freaking character development! Even though Dario was not destined to be a sage, he agreed it would help us fight. No, help you guys fight. I'm busy going to start, wondering when I'm going to ever want to see Domestic Knight Raiders. But beforehand, I'm counting down the clock until Grandizer you. Feel common. My duty is to protect my allies. The Sailor Senji, he said, I've not backed down before. I'm not about to start. Okay then, let's begin our quest for justice and truth. Justice! What's up, Ganon? I've found my allies, and we're going to stop you yet. Who are you talking to? Them.
Over the next few days.
The girls in Darien met Link at the Temple of Time every day after school to learn about their newfound powers. That's what they called themselves, the Super Sailor Senshi. No. Kind of skipped a few arcs there. That's not until Super S. If they are the Super Senshi, they better have some bows and arrows, they better have some weapons! Oh, you mean they call themselves Super Senshi just to sound cool because they sound upgraded, and it's not because they're actually being the Super Senshi from Sailor Moon Super S. My mistake. I am going to move now. They still use their regular sailor powers, only now they've been stronger and more powerful than before. Oh, so we're going to see the Burning Mandala? No. Are we going to see the Flame Sniper? No. Sign Aqua Illusion? No. Aqua Rhapsody? No. Oak Evolution? No. Sparkling White Raptor? No. Let Me Change? Nope. Love the Beauty Shot? No. Earth Shaking? That's Uranus's move! I know, I just love the hours. However, when they transformed, they also had to shout out their sage elements as well as their respective planets. Oh, that's gonna be a long game! Using their new weapons was not an easy task. Super Sailor Moon, Sage of Shadow. I keep mentioning this, shouldn't she be the Sage of Light? I mean, even the Tulak the Barbarian, the guy who does D&D character makes, got this wrong with Sailor Moon. When they gave him... We gave her mage powers, but refused to give her cleric. Usagi is a healer! Hover Boots, Tiara Disc, Shadow Attacks. Hover Boots! I can't wait for her to play it, for she keeps them on all the time and slips up and then blames the game design for fucking it up, even though you should take out the Hover Boots and not use them a damn time!
Wow, that was a second shot fired at Game Grumps. Oh. Yeah, I know.
And Shadow Attacks. And those would be... Oh, dark, ghost-like maneuvers. Such as specifics here. I mean, you're gonna get specifics on sailors. See, fairy bow, fairies wind. Oh joy! I can't wait for her to use that useless spell. Grass attacks, recently fine whip, that sort of stuff. I wake up plain, but, and I don't think I can attend this. There is also associated with wood, and part of Makoto's moveset is grass attacks with wood ability. So I don't know whether Mike intended this, or it just so happened he got it right. Super Sailor Mars stays of fire, did fire arrows. Well, at least he's carrying some sniper weapons. Megaton hammer, and we lost it. Mars fire, fireball charms, and heat resistance. Hey, how come nobody else gets element resistance? Super Sailor Mars stays water, neighbor's love. Why don't you get that to Saki? Ice arrows, iron boots, mercury bubbles, and just aquatic, so you can breathe underwater. Let's be soon, we'll have to hit the water temple. Super Sailor Venus, stays in spirit, silver gauntlets, mirror force. You mean a mirror shield, you dork! Venus crescent beam in spirit, sandstorm. Sandstorm. So you can create a powerful violent sandy mist to cover up things like a fog. So is sandstorm. Let's see him comment. Loser! Since he was not saved, Link gave him 2 new weapons he could use. His Deku Nuts. I'll have you know I refuse to do the obvious joke! Which can stun his opponents just like his roses, and his bigger on sword. Too heavy to hold with just one cane. Yeah, I could see how I could take it out every season I'll be able to hold that, right? Link was a great teacher to them all, and generous in giving them copies of his weapons for them to use. In fact, he felt so grateful to him, that instead of referring to him as Link, ellipses, he preferred to call him, ellipses, Master. So, this man has dominion over these girls, is giving them treats, and they're calling him Master. Do I even have to make these jokes anymore? It took some time, but eventually, they got the hang of how everything. Even Super Sailor did, though she hated the dark. Well, Zelda, where do we start first, Master? We start by searching for the 5 temples, said Link. Fortunately, I don't know where they are, as it could be anywhere you go, but they'll show up sometime. After about a few episodes of fooling around, days of filler, and maybe, just maybe, for the love of God, some character development. Although, it's kind of pointless character development because none of this will have any effect on the art. Right, said Arnis. So the best we can do in the meantime is watch out for any more Gandorf's monsters as they attack again. Remember, they're after Aerosy too. That's exactly right, said Link. Gandorf may not have my Triforce of Courage, but hopefully he won't ever. But the Aerosy Galaxy is still more powerful. And he's strong enough already, so we can't let that happen. Any questions? When do we fight? Where do we eat? Ray raised her hand.
Master, if we're supposed to find the 5 temples and venture inside them, what's that like inside?
Many strange things, said Link. Miles of twisting, confusing corridors and hallways. Oh, they're not that confusing! Complex puzzles to solve. I'll give you the one. Unpredictable doors to find the keys for and unlock. Unexpected, atmospheric conditions. Moving traps waiting around every corner. And the scariest of all, a wall master.
What? That thing freaked me out as a kid.
It still scares me!
Think about it. You're just walking around, enjoying yourself. You think, I got this. But suddenly, from out of nowhere, comes this hand, reaching for you. You try to escape it. You're not fast enough, and then suddenly, boom! It grabs you. It sends you all the way back to the start of the dungeon, and you realize all your hard work has been for nothing!
Monsters popping out of nowhere, things like that. Including a like, which is not known as a shield eater, and I have been told by my lawyers I need to remember that from now on, or else the likes will kill me. Leah nodded in understanding with what he was trying to say. Okay, so, scariest environment's manageable, she said. Thanks, that's all you had to say. The scariest environment's manageable. Oh yes, and one more thing. This is critical importance, said Link. All 5 temples have atmospheric distance. I should hope so. The 4th temple was as deep as the Amazon. The temple temperature was over hundreds of degrees. That wouldn't even affect the people of the south. The water temple had places where you had to stay underwater for a long time. The shallow temple is so dark that air is practically poisonous. And the spirit temple's air had hot sand dripping down and blowing about. I could survive all the temperatures on my own. But this is where Canadian temples, then the corresponding sailor sense will accompany me into the temple. Alone! Abilities. The scouts were uncool with that. Usually they all fought together, but Link told him that these atmospheres were too dangerous. All others wouldn't be able to get past the entrances without feeling weak. So Link passed each of them a handmade drawing at the entrances of the temple, and marked each of the zero barrier, which meant all non-atmospheric resistors could cross the line. Because if they did, they could get trapped in the temple, and the monsters wouldn't have to finish them off because the atmosphere would do it for them. So you have pictures of the entrances to the temple, you know the traps, but you don't know where they are. Why? Man, talk about a freaky adventure, said Darian. Oh my god, are you just gonna be dumber? With all that to the temple of time, Link was a high school graduate and the owner and manager and landlord of it. And why? The cafe, like a normal burger shop, was sweet too. So it's not really a cafe, is it? I mean, is it like so it's not really a maid cafe or a normal cafe, it's just a place with karaoke and a burger joint. Like, not just call it a diner, they have those in Japan too, you know. Three felt like he was in heaven, but the best part of it all was the stage. There was a piano, bass guitars, horns, drum set, pretty much your average band stuff. After all, it wouldn't be the karaoke cafe without karaoke. Is this on? Mikey? That's not how karaoke's work! Link had offered to give the girls a Darian a job as waiters and waitresses, and if no one booked the stage, every often they could get up there and perform a song. Girls didn't know what to think. Sure, Ray has the singing talents, but she and the others have never played an instrument in their lives. Granted, this is going to be a Sarah Mew, but this is where it got interesting. I should hope so! Link told him that since he himself could only play the Arkaru, he put a special spell on the instruments. Since when could he? You know what, never mind. If I'm going to stand here just dissecting every single play hours. It didn't matter which notes you hit, as long as you hit it at the right time, it would be correct. It's all video game mechanics. Not to mention, he could use another spell to give them great voices for any type of music. No one would be able to figure it out. It was all done with magic. Except for me. When Link promised to pay the girls, he couldn't say no. Besides, Darian's boss called and said the accident was over at the cafe, but it was also leaving the place clean if it works. The cafe would be closed for at least 6 months, and Darian was on unpaid vacation. Okay, time to union! He needed, so he agreed to help. Amy thought this would be a great chance to do something nice for people, while she worked her way up to doctor school. She already had basic studies and smarts for it, while her mom gave her own medical bag with all basic tools used in case someone needed help on the street. Her. All she needed was cash and lots of it, so the rest of the girls just went in for a quick way to get shopping and money, and even meet some hunky dudes. Hey, now that's not fair! I get her dream set up and brought up, but none of the others? Hello? Minako wants to be an idol. Makoto over there wants to be a baker and wants to own a flower shop. And Ray wants to be a shrine maiden. And Usagi just wants to be a housewife. Housewife, queen of the entire world. Nick was actually starting to feel more like he had friends again. They were not just people to him. For 10,000 he'd been alone. And now, it was all starting to look good. And let's see. Hi, Mike again. Not kind of a bad job. Inspired me from Yu power. How about? From now on, if I can make it out, the sense of we'll do a song based on what's happened to him. It's kind of Sarah Says type of thing. No, Sarah Says! No! We all hate Sarah Says! We all hate it! I know some people try to say, oh, but it was good for lessons and stuff. No! It was not! It was utterly preachy, and the lessons rarely had anything to do with the episode! They were dull and uninteresting!